So hi and welcome to another review, and today we're going to be checking out the Ergo shaped mouse from Pulsar, the X-Lite Wireless. I've already done the X-Lite Wired. There's been a few changes to the wireless version other than it just being wireless. So if you're familiar, it's worth sticking around anyway, so you can hear about the different changes they've made in the wireless version. So we're going to do the pros and then the cons, and I'll give you some general information as well. And then you'll have a good idea of whether you should be looking at this mouse or not. So this is an Ergo shape, comes in line with something like the Zowie EC series, the Razer Death Adder that everybody knows, and the Model D Wireless that's just been released. So if you want to know what's different about this channel and why you should be subscribing, this channel is going to give you the data and statistics to give you the competitive edge over your gaming rivals. The channel provides you with things like glide tests on mice pads, provides you with latency tests, force gauge tests, all that information. Go check out some of the videos, as well as how to mod some of your mice to improve them. So make sure you like and subscribe to make sure you're the first person or one of the first people to know what's going on, what advantage you're going to be able to get. Starting on the pros, while it's using the KL 8.0 main switch, which is a good upgrade from the Omron 20 million switch, you certainly want to get away from that. And this improves the click feel, as well as you seem to have tweaked maybe the post and pre-travel a little bit. I need to do a bit more investigation, but that looks slightly more improved. It was a little bit loose on the wired version. It's still a little bit loose in the wireless version, but it's not as bad. So this mouse comes in at 58 grams, that is nuts. Certainly the lightest Ergo wireless mouse out in the market at the moment. We're going to make it lighter when I do a weight reduction on it. I know, I'm going to do a weight reduction on it, but at the moment this is crazy even stock. Anything that I've discussed, I'll put links in the description in this video. It's rocking the 3370 sensor that everybody seems to be using. It's certainly still got some problems here, and I'm going to talk about that in the cons in a bit. And the dimensions here are 124mm in length, 63mm wide at the grip, 43mm high at the highest point. It's priced in at $75 US or 75 UK pounds. This system puts it in the premium range in my opinion. £50 is where I generally say $50 US where it starts. This is getting up there, but it's in line with the other wireless mice price ranges in this category. It's a nice shape. We said it's the Ergo shape. I'm an Ambi fan. I'm not really an Ergo shape person, but for people who are used to those mice, the EC series, the Death Adder, the Model D, this one's going to fit your hand very well. So it's using the ultralight body. Now a lot of people are a bit funny about the holes on the sides of the mice, and this one does have them, but they're in more of a rectangle style rather than a hole style, and they're a lot narrower, so you don't generally feel them as much. If anything, it provides you a little bit more grip. The coating is a little bit of an issue, and I'll discuss that again in a bit, but this will give you that little bit of extra grip. And if you really don't like it still, you could always add some grip tape on it. I've done plenty of videos on those as well, and that'll help it feel nicer in your hand, give you a little bit of extra grip because of the coating, and it will also only increase the weight by about a gram or two anyway. It's USB-C, yay! So it's got super fast charging. We're all getting familiar with that now. You can also use other cables in it. If you do need to run it on the power cable, it's got a power corded charging cable, which is great, so it almost feels wireless anyway. So it's not much of an issue either that way, especially if you use the power cords. One of the big advantages on this mouse, the same as the wide version, is a scroll wheel. It's got one of the nicest scroll wheels I've used. It's got a lovely tactile movement. Super quiet, in fact you can't even hear it, and it's also got a great scroll wheel that's large and flat, so you don't generally miss it or it doesn't stab you in the finger. Thing's built absolutely rock hard. I know a lot of you are going to have concerns over that base. This thing is rock solid even with that base. And if you've watched a lot of my weight reduction videos, that's where I take a lot of weight out. That's because the weight is transferred down the sides of the shell. It's not transferred directly to the center of the mouse or the base, hence you can take the weight out of it. I absolutely love the design they've done on this base. What's a great improvement of the wired version is they've created the larger skate base or platform for the larger skates rather than smaller versions, which I find dig in. This is a good improvement from them. I like to see this put onto the wired version in their later versions. It's got its own software as well, which is great. You can change the polling rates, the DPI profiles, key bindings, everything you need to do within that software. Certainly ticks the box for me there. It's very similar to the wired version, but it's not all gravy. There are some cons. One that we mentioned earlier on was the coating. This has got the same coating as the wired version, and I find it incredibly slippy. Reminds me of the days of the earlier G Pro Wireless, which was like a slippery fish. This thing's still slippy. In fact, I find it quite difficult to grip. If it wasn't for the holes, I really would struggle. I'd advise using grip tape if you're having issues. Side buttons are exactly the same as the wired version. They're not mechanical side switches. Can't remember what the name is, but put in the comments if you know. The little square, almost press button ones. I don't know what they are. Keep forgetting the name. But they're not very nice. There's no pre or post travel, but they're very solid. There's very little feel in them as well. The balance also is a tad to the front as it was in the wide version. Still the same problem here. if it annoys people. It doesn't annoy me personally, but I know people are a little bit sensitive with that. They're always asking me about balance positions. You can on this one though move the battery back. You could also add a bit of blue tack in there or something like that to counter the balance if it's a real problem for you. It's an easy fix, and I'll show you how to do that in one of the videos when I take this apart. I've generally seen that originally on Bearded Bob Twitch. If you don't watch me on there already, go check me out, and then I'll put the video onto YouTube so you can watch it at your own leisure. So as we mentioned before, the 3370 I'm finding has deviation issues at the moment for me. I've just set this mouse on 700 or 750 DPI, where I normally run 800 DPI. It's not as drastic on this one, but I'll give you a bit of insight to the Model D that I've been testing. The deviation on that, I've got it down to 600 DPI. That's the difference. That is a bit weird. So I need to do some more testing on it. Maybe it's the speed of the mouse, maybe it's something I'm not particularly calculating right, or I can't feel. I need to do some more tests on it, but at the moment the 3370 I think is having some deviation differences in mice. Whether that's to do with how the PCB is set height-wise in the base, I don't know. We're going to have a look into it. So, hope you like this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be getting out the Pwnage Symmetrical 2 review out soon, Model D one, and I'm trying to get back into the real technical reviews that I love to do, but they do take me 7 days at least, and at the moment I don't have that time, hence these a little bit shorter, so hopefully they give the information you want. One day we'll get back into that, and I'll see you very soon. Catch you later. Bye bye.